Let me tell you something. Life is not going to hand you strength. It's not going to knock on your door and say, here you go, here's a powerful mind. No, life will test you. It will break you if you let it. But those who decide, those who train their minds, those who take control of their thoughts and emotions, those are the ones who rise. Mental strength is not just about being tough, it's about being prepared. It's about knowing that no matter what comes your way, no matter what obstacle is placed in front of you, you have the mindset to overcome it. And let me tell you something else. Your mind, if trained properly, is the most powerful tool you will ever possess. But if left unchecked, it will be your greatest enemy. So today we're going to talk about what it really takes to become mentally strong. Not just for the easy days, not just when things are going your way, but for the moments when life feels unbearable. Because that's when true strength is revealed. And if you're willing to put in the work, to discipline your thoughts, to take control of your emotions, then there is absolutely nothing you can't overcome. Let's begin. Every great battle in life is won or lost in the mind long before it plays out in reality. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your mindset determine whether you rise or fall, whether you fight or flee, whether you persist or give up when challenges come knocking. Your mind is the command center of your entire existence, the foundation upon which everything else is built. If your mind is weak, your actions will follow. If your mind is undisciplined, your life will reflect that chaos. But if your mind is trained, sharpened like a sword, then no obstacle, no adversity, no setback can break you. The problem is, most people don't realize how much control they have over their thoughts. They let the world dictate what they believe, what they feel, and how they react. They absorb negativity like a sponge, filling their minds with fear, doubt, and self-imposed limitations. And once that poison seeps in, it spreads, affecting everything: your confidence, your decisions, your ability to take action. Before you know it, you're paralyzed, stuck in a cycle of overthinking, second-guessing, and hesitating, all because you allowed your mind to be ruled by external forces instead of taking charge yourself. But here's the truth. Your mind is either working for you or against you, and the choice is yours. You can either be the master of your thoughts or be enslaved by them. You can either train your mind to focus on solutions, or you can let it drown in problems. You can either discipline your thinking to align with your goals, or you can let distractions and fear keep you from ever making progress. The moment you decide to take control, everything changes. The moment you stop entertaining negative thoughts, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs, you step into a new level of strength, a new level of resilience, a new level of mental fortitude that makes you unstoppable. And don't be mistaken. This isn't something that happens overnight. Training your mind is like training a muscle. It requires effort, consistency, and discipline. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be strong for life. You don't practice a skill one time and expect to master it. The same goes for your mind. If you don't feed it with strength, it will default to weakness. If you don't condition it with discipline, it will become lazy. If you don't challenge it with adversity, it will crumble at the first sign of pressure. The battlefield of the mind is where all victories are won before they even manifest in your life. The way you think about yourself, your future, and your challenges determines whether you will push through or fold under pressure. If you believe you are strong, capable, and destined for greatness, you will act accordingly. If you convince yourself that you're not good enough, that success is for other people, that life is just too hard, you will stay exactly where you are. This is why mental strength isn't optional. It's necessary. You can have all the talent in the world, all the opportunities, all the resources, but if your mind isn't trained to handle adversity, you will always be limited. Every great leader, every successful person, every individual who has ever accomplished something significant had to fight their own battles in the mind before they ever won in real life. They had to push past fear, doubt, and uncertainty. They had to train themselves to see possibilities instead of roadblocks. They had to teach their minds to focus on the mission instead of the distractions. And understand this: life will throw challenges at you, but they are not meant to defeat you. They are meant to refine you. Every hardship, every setback, every painful experience is an opportunity to strengthen your mind, to develop the resilience that will carry you forward. The only question is, will you take control of your mind, or will you let the world do it for you? In a world where distractions are everywhere, where instant gratification is sold as success, and where most people choose comfort over challenge, discipline is the one thing that separates those who rise from those who fall. It is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It is discipline that determines whether you will reach your potential or remain stuck in mediocrity. Because discipline is not just about what you do, it's about who you become. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It is waking up early when the world is still asleep. It is putting in the work when no one is watching. It is choosing consistency over convenience, progress over procrastination, responsibility over excuses. It is the foundation of every great achievement, the silent force that drives success, the inner strength that separates the committed from the casual. Most people want success, but they don't want to sacrifice for it. They want results, but they don't want to put in the effort. They admire greatness, but they don't want to endure the struggle that comes with it. And that is why so many fail, not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the discipline to keep going when the excitement wears off, when the motivation fades, when the journey gets tough. Now sketch. The truth is, discipline is the ultimate test of character. It is easy to be motivated when things are going well. But what happens when the road gets rough? What happens when setbacks come, when exhaustion kicks in, when the path forward seems impossible? This is where discipline steps in. Because discipline does not rely on how you feel, it relies on commitment. It is not about motivation, it is about consistency. Motivation will get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. Discipline is saying no to the temptations that pull you away from your purpose. It is resisting the urge to quit when the struggle gets real. It is mastering your emotions, silencing your doubts, and choosing action over excuses. It is not allowing your circumstances to dictate your decisions. It is training your mind to see beyond the present moment and stay locked in on the long-term vision. And discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It is a muscle that must be strengthened every single day. The more you exercise this, the stronger it becomes. The more you push through resistance, the more resilient you grow. The more you stick to your commitments, the more unstoppable you become. It is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. Most people give up because they think success should come quickly. They want overnight results. They expect immediate rewards. But discipline teaches you that real success is a process, not an event. It teaches you patience, perseverance, and the ability to endure when things take longer than expected. It forces you to embrace the grind, to fall in love with the process, to commit to mastery rather than settle for mediocrity. And here's the reality. Without discipline, all the talent in the world means nothing. Without discipline, intelligence is wasted. Without discipline, dreams remain just dreams. It is the backbone of every accomplishment, the secret weapon of every champion, the deciding factor in whether you rise or whether you fall. It is not a punishment, it is the greatest tool you will ever have. Because when you master discipline, you master your future. Pain is not your enemy. It is not something to be feared, avoided, or ignored. It is a teacher, a sculptor, a force that shapes you into the person you were meant to become. Yet most people spend their lives running from pain, doing everything they can to escape discomfort, to numb themselves from struggle, to shield themselves from anything that feels difficult. But in doing so, they rob themselves of the very thing that could make them stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Pain is the price of growth. It is the fire that forges character, the resistance that builds strength, the weight that forces your spirit to rise. Every great achievement, every moment of transformation, every story of success is built on a foundation of struggle. Because pain has a way of revealing who you truly are. It strips away the illusions, the excuses, the distractions, and forces you to confront the raw, unfiltered reality of yourself. It shows you what you are capable of, what you can endure, and how deep your strength really goes. When you run from pain, you surrender your power. You let fear control your choices. You remain trapped in comfort, stagnant in the illusion of safety, never pushing yourself beyond what is easy or familiar. But when you embrace pain, When you lean into it instead of pulling away, you unlock a different level of yourself. You begin to see pain not as suffering, but as transformation. You begin to realize that every moment of discomfort carries a lesson. Every setback holds an opportunity. Every struggle has a purpose. Most people want success without struggle. They want rewards without sacrifice. They want growth without discomfort. But that's not how life works. The strongest people you know didn't get that way because life was easy. They got that way because they endured. They faced pain head on. They didn't let hardship break them. They let it build them. And that's what separates the great from the average. Not the absence of pain, but the willingness to embrace it. Pain forces you to evolve. It strips away the weakness, the doubt, the hesitation, and leaves behind only what is necessary. It sharpens your mind, strengthens your heart, and deepens your understanding of yourself and the world around you. It forces you to dig deep, to develop resilience, to cultivate patience, to learn the art of perseverance. It teaches you that struggle is not something to be feared, but something to be honored, because it means you are growing. And pain is inevitable. No one escapes it, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much success you achieve, no matter how comfortable your life appears. Pain will come. The difference is how you respond to it. Do you let it break you, or do you let it shape you? Do you complain about it, or do you use it as fuel? Do you run from it, or do you stand firm in it, knowing that on the other side of that pain is a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable? Pain is the admission price for strength. Every warrior, every leader, every person who has ever accomplished anything meaningful has walked through fire. They have faced rejection, failure, heartbreak, disappointment, and defeat. But instead of quitting, instead of running, instead of numbing themselves with distractions, they embraced the pain. They sat with it. They learned from it. They allowed it to refine them instead of define them. They have been drained by the presence of addiction. They learned from it. They allowed it to refine them instead of define them. And once you understand this, once you stop seeing pain as something negative and start seeing it as necessary, you become a different kind of person. You stop fearing struggle. You stop avoiding challenges. You stop making excuses. Instead, you face life head on, knowing that every hardship you endure is making you unbreakable. Because the truth is, comfort will never make you strong. Ease will never make you wise, and safety will never push you forward. Only pain has the power to do that. Your mind is the architect of your life. Every single thought you entertain, whether positive or negative, is laying the foundation for the world you experience. Most people go through life unaware of this truth. They let their minds run on autopilot, allowing fear, doubt, and negativity to dominate their thoughts. And then they wonder why their lives are filled with struggle, limitations, and disappointment. But the truth is simple. What you focus on expands. What you believe manifests. And the way you think determines the way you live. Look around at your life right now. The relationships you have, the money you make, the level of success you experience. Everything you see is a direct reflection of the thoughts you have been thinking consistently. If you believe you are capable, you take action. If you believe you are unworthy, you shrink back. If you see the world as full of opportunity, you move boldly. But if you see the world as a place of scarcity and hardship, you will always find yourself struggling. The mind is a magnet. It pulls toward you the things you dwell on the most. And that means if you want to change your life, you must first change your thoughts. Most people think their circumstances are what control their mindset. They believe that if they had more money, a better job, a different background, or fewer struggles, they would think more positively. But that's not how it works. Your circumstances are a result of your thoughts, not the other way around. The person who believes they are a failure will sabotage their success, no matter how many opportunities they are given. The person who believes they are unstoppable will find a way to rise, no matter how many times they are knocked down. The difference is not luck, it's not talent, it's mindset. When you understand this, you stop blaming the outside world for your problems. You stop making excuses for why you can't succeed. You stop looking at other people and wondering why they have what you don't. Instead, you turn inward. You take control of your mind. You train yourself to focus on what is possible rather than what is impossible. You choose to see challenges as opportunities instead of obstacles. You discipline your thoughts the same way you would train your body in the gym, consistently, with effort, with intention. And just like a muscle, your mind grows stronger. But this isn't easy. It requires awareness. It requires practice. It requires the ability to step outside of your emotions and recognize when your thoughts are working against you. Because the truth is, your mind will always try to default to what is familiar. If you have spent years believing you are not good enough, that thought will feel natural. If you have spent years telling yourself that success is out of reach, that belief will feel like reality. But feelings are not facts, and just because you have thought a certain way for years does not mean you are bound to think that way forever. The power to shift your reality lies in your ability to shift your thinking. You have to consciously choose better thoughts. You have to deliberately rewire your beliefs. You have to become aware of the silent scripts playing in your head, the ones that tell you that you aren't smart enough, strong enough, or worthy enough, and rewrite them with truth. You have to start speaking life into yourself, even when it feels unnatural. You have to train your mind to expect greatness even when you don't see it yet, because when you do this, your life will start to transform. Every great achiever, every leader, every person who has ever done something extraordinary understands this. They know that their greatest asset is not their education, their connections, or even their talent. It is their mindset. They do not allow doubt to take root. They do not entertain negativity. They do not allow fear to dictate their actions. They discipline their minds like a warrior disciplines his body, knowing that the quality of their thoughts determines the quality of their life. If you want to rise higher, you must think higher. If you want to succeed, you must see yourself as successful before the world does. If you want to experience abundance, you must first believe that abundance is your birthright. It all begins with a choice to stop letting your mind be a playground for negativity, a choice to take full responsibility for the way you think, a choice to believe in yourself so deeply that the world has no choice but to believe in you too. Life will always present challenges, obstacles, and uncertainties. No matter how much you prepare, how hard you work, or how much effort you put in, there will always be things beyond your control. The weather, the economy, other people's opinions, unexpected losses, these are forces that you cannot dictate. But here's the truth. Your power does not lie in controlling the uncontrollable. It lies in mastering your response to it. Most people exhaust themselves trying to control things that are simply not theirs to control. They stress over how others perceive them. They obsess over outcomes they cannot predict. They dwell on past mistakes they cannot change. And in doing so, they waste valuable energy. Energy that could be used to build, to grow, to move forward. You have to understand that not everything is meant to be held on to. Some things require you to let go, to release, to surrender, not as an act of weakness, but as an act of wisdom. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm, trying to command the wind to stop blowing. No matter how loudly you shout, no matter how much you resist, the storm will rage on. But if you shift your focus, if you find shelter, if you prepare, if you adapt, you regain control, not over the storm itself, but over how you weather it. Life is the same way. The key is knowing where to place your energy. Worrying about the inevitable does not change the inevitable. Stressing over the unknown does not make the unknown any clearer. But choosing to focus on what you can control, that is where your strength lies. So what can you control? Your mindset, your attitude, your discipline, the effort you put in, the way you treat others, the way you speak to yourself, the patience you have in the waiting season, the wisdom you apply in difficult moments. These are the things within your reach, the things that shape the quality of your life. If you learn to master these, then no external circumstance, no rejection, no failure, no setback will have the power to break you. But what happens when you try to control what isn't meant to be controlled? You suffer, you struggle, you fight battles that are not yours to fight, you live in frustration, in anxiety, in resistance. And the more you try to force things into place, the more they slip through your fingers. Some doors will not open no matter how hard you push. Some people will not change no matter how much you try to make them. Some plans will not go as expected no matter how much you prepare. And that is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of life itself. Letting go does not mean giving up. It does not mean becoming passive. It does not mean accepting defeat. It means having the wisdom to know when to walk away, when to release control, when to stop holding on to things that are holding you back. It means choosing peace over chaos, choosing growth over resistance, choosing to put your energy where it actually matters. Because at the end of the day, your peace is worth more than your pride. Your mental clarity is worth more than the need to always be right. Your ability to move forward is worth more than your attachment to the past. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life come not from holding on tighter, but from letting go. Letting go of resentment, letting go of the fear of failure, letting go of the illusion that you can control every detail of your future. Because once you do, you create space. Space for new opportunities, space for clarity, space for unexpected blessings, and most importantly, space for peace. A kind of peace that comes from knowing that you are responsible for your actions, but you are not responsible for the outcome. The truth is, control is an illusion. You can plan, but you cannot dictate the future. You can try to please people, but you cannot control how they feel about you. You can prepare for success, but you cannot always predict the path it will take. What you can do is focus on what's within your power. You can show up every day and give your best effort. You can train your mind to be resilient in the face of difficulty. You can choose to rise above negativity, to remain steady when life is unpredictable, to trust that even when things don't go according to plan, they are still unfolding as they should. There is an incredible freedom that comes when you release what is not meant for you. When you stop fighting the tides and learn to move with them. When you stop resisting change and start embracing it. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable and instead master yourself. That is where real power lies. Not in forcing outcomes, but in having the strength to navigate them no matter how they unfold. Life is not about controlling every outcome, every person, or every situation. It is about mastering yourself, your thoughts, your reactions, your mindset. The true measure of strength is not found in how much you can dictate, but in how well you can navigate the unexpected. When you learn to control your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind, you gain power over the things that truly shape your destiny. Your words have the ability to build or destroy. Your emotions can be guided with discipline rather than ruled by impulse. Your financial choices reflect your mindset and priorities. And above all, your thoughts create the reality you live in. Success, peace, and fulfillment are not the results of external control, but of internal mastery. The storms of life will come, the challenges will arise, the obstacles will test you. But the difference between those who crumble and those who rise is not luck. It is mental strength, self-discipline, and the wisdom to know where to place your energy. Focus on what you can control. Release what you cannot. Train your mind to be resilient, and nothing will have the power to break you.